Not no real fracas.
I don't think so either. How y'all doing? We're having a convo, but it just seems a little. I don't know, because especially from where he held his hand, and it's like you could have got here, the ear, the cheek. No. Anyway, the contact didn't fall out, nothing. Anyhow, I don't tell jokes, no middle name. I'm just funny. That's all. I wish I knew how to tell jokes, actually. I don't have, because they have a beginning, a middle, and a punchline. I don't know how to do that.
And then you've got to tie it to one thing. Say what you want. People say what they want to say about Dave Chappelle. What I love about him as a stand-up comic is that the first joke, the middle joke, the third joke, he'll go down a path, and the last joke ties back to the first, middle,
because he knows what he's doing.
And I'm like,
he's an actual comedian. I'm a storyteller. I'm not a real comedian. I just talk a lot. Eventually, I'll say something humorous. But
I had a teacher tell me that I could look at funny. I could tell what was funny, but I didn't know how to be funny.
That's backhanded.
That's when you say, okay, which finger do you want exactly? Because the 4 are actually pre-ordered by somebody else. I got one for you, and it's on sale.
I saved this one for you.
Well, don't dash my dreams. You can be a good comedy critic, but you don't know
whatever. I did one night of stand-up. Like it was hard.
Oh, that was awful.
But they were so sweet to me because I mostly just told stories about my grandma.
They weren't nice to me. It's awful. It's so bad.
Lucky girl, I'm gonna punch you in the face. Them people piss me off so bad. I can't even tell you. They just did. I ain't gonna. You almost made me go down that road again. See, you tricky. You Canadians is something else. I tell you. You almost made me go there.
You got zazzle.
Because I wanted to burn them down. Look at me still talking about it. Stop it. Tony, what you got going on? Anything?
Oh my God. Working on my website and working on my cards to get them out. That's it. That's all there is. It's like this.
But you are working on it.
I am. I'm so tired.
You're working. That's all that matters. It gets done when it gets done. Just keep trucking.
Red Lentil Healing, what you got going on?
Tomorrow night, 7:30. Come back on my channel. We're going to be doing our monthly horoscope readings with these two wonderful people up here. There will also be a giveaway, so you have to come in order to play, in order to subscribe, in order to win. So join us tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. I will also be live with Johnny on Sunday for Tarot Topics. Is that what it's called? Tarot Topics, right?
I'm gonna call it Soul Chat and just call it because it's just to keep with the.
Okay, Soul Chat. Let's call it Soul Chat. I'm so
it's a chat
Soul Chat Tarot Topics tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern after Jody Roberts' live stream at 5 p.m. Eastern. And then if you want to book a tarot reading, Reiki session, or buy products, please visit www.redlentilhealing.com. Did you both know that when you preface anything with www, you date yourself?
Yes, you do.
Why?
Somebody said
what do you do now?
Because the moment you say go to my website, or if you go to .com, you already know you're talking about a web. You have to put www. Like that just shows that you're old, that you don't know that you don't have to.
I mean, it shows though. At least you didn't say go http . Like 800 years old. I don't know how this works, y'all, but if you go http,
I call it.
I have to explain that to somebody today who is 2 levels higher than me. Who he's said, go to www. I said, oh my God, Grandpa. Of course we're going to drive traffic to the website, dummy. Like, did you really just try to use up $18,000 worth of space to add www. Just put, go, God.
Mm-hmm.
Hold me back. Somebody hold me back.
Make triple my salary. Triple my salary.
That's why he got all them W's.
Oh, God.
All in excess. Buy you a vowel, sir.
You know who you are, Kirk. Said your whole name too. www. He doesn't know how to get on YouTube, probably, so I can say his name.
I hope he's older.
Dialing with the pencil with the rotary phone. I used to have a rotary phone.
I still have a rotary phone.
I love rotary phone.
It's on my hold on.
I love rotaries.
Oh yeah, look at that. Wow. Wow.
I love
Hi,
rotaries.
Hotline with Jesus. This is the devil speaking. How can I help you? And then you can do that.
You know, those phones of yesteryear, you could just take the head piece, right? The hand piece and beat somebody over there. But it was that heavy. It was like you could just kill somebody with this piece of thing, with this phone. It's crazy.
This sucker is heavy. Like, he's got some girth. If anybody breaks into my house, I'll just whack them with.
Hit him with a piece of the past. So tomorrow we'll be on Adrian's channel, and then on Sunday we will be with Jody Roberts. If you are not subscribed, go subscribe. That way you see us over there. We're doing another prayer meditation thing. Also, I think that'd be at 4 p.m. Eastern.
I thought it was 4 Central.
No, I don't know. Now look it up. I think it's
now you're doing me.
because I told her I was able to join, but I just had to start at 5 for the other thing. So we're pushing the tarot talk, the Soul Chat tarot talk, back to 6:30 in order for us to do Jody's prayer meditation.
6. So we pushed it to 6:30.
I don't know what I said to you now.
I thought you said 6 because I changed it in my phone from 5 to 6.
Well, I'm glad you kept up with that because I don't know.
'Cause
Yeah,
I
6.
Okay.
It is 6 o'clock. 4 to 5, 5, your 5. So my 5 this Sunday is what she said.
Yeah.
Oh no, she told me I was starting at 5. Read the whole thing, stop skimming. So we'll be there with Jody at 4 p.m. Should be Eastern, but check her channel anyway, because you should go over there because you're trying to subscribe, so you should be over there anyway. But check her channel, and then we will be for the Soul Chat at 6 o'clock on Sunday. And then after the Soul Chat, it shouldn't take too much time. It's like I only have 5 questions, I think. So about an hour. So, well, I do talk a lot, as you can tell. It's 8 minutes and we ain't did nothing yet. So so we will be there. It should be over before, of course, we go live for the Sunday thing, which is on the House of Lenormand. So first question. We had a little get together just a couple hours ago. I see Alexis and Tiara in the chat. With the class, when we did our tarot class, we had a little get together practice session just a few minutes ago or an hour ago, whatever it was. And one of the questions I asked them, I asked here, the future. Will people care about history? And the reason I ask is history now is recorded. Everything that's going on now with the TikTok and the Vines and the Facebook and everything, you can look it up. You can YouTube history. You can't YouTube George Washington because that's word of mouth, and you have to trust the accurate descriptions and stories of whoever is telling it to you. But now you can just look everything up yourself. You do have to, of course, take out the opinions and separate the facts and the fake news and all that type of stuff. But will people going forward care about the history? of right now, like people right now care about the history of back then. Adrian, what you get?
I get yes. The reason is because we've got a lot of what's you can write a history book all you want to, but it's like they forget that stuff is recorded now. So there's going to be a lot of confusion because again, like let's say, oh, I don't know, a day that happened around the first week of January last year. The history books are going to say it was just like the American Revolution, a lot of patriots, but then they're going to be like, well, wait a minute. I remember watching something, and then they're going to go and watch the news coverage and be like, that wasn't the American Revolution. And so they're going to go, well, was the American Revolution an insurrection too? I'm confused. Lots of confusion. Because again, the challenge with the Four of Swords is that we're so in the history, repeating itself, so in the pattern of revising and rewriting history to suit our needs. We do it and we walk away and we sit on it and we forget that there's this new technology. We have not adapted to that part of that technology yet. What's going to be cool though is just illumination is going to help people break out of that mental trap. So yes, there is going to be, and it's going to be quick ever going. The more something seems like it's a farce, the more people are going to look it up. So yeah, I think they are going to be, because again, we're going to try to lie and cover us up. And no. And also too, I get looking up to understand the present that they're in right there. Who can we blame for why our oceans are up to our kneecaps? So yeah, I think there will be.
Our oceans are up to our boobs.
Yep.
I agree. I mean, those coming after us will want to look to see what was going on. So they will have to, check out the records so that they can understand what went on way back when, called 2022, 2021, 2020, all of it. But, yes, we will still think that history is something worth having, especially in the schools. So history is something that they will still want to teach in the schools, but they can't teach, they can't tell the children about the sexes of all the people involved. they just have to say what happened. But oh God, who knows what they're going to be teaching their kids. But yes, I say yes.
I get yes too. 9 of Wands and 4 of Wands. It is pretty stuck in place. It is pretty secure. The structure of learning is secure. People don't always get everything they know from their textbooks in their classroom, especially nowadays, especially if you are part of a marginalized group even too. They don't teach Chinese history here, even though our country does have a Chinese history. It may not have the same Chinese history as China, but there is a Chinese history here, but they're not teaching you that. They'll teach you Martin Luther King, but he was not the only Black person in America. So there is some things that you have to go outside of your educational system in order to learn. But there is the 10 of Swords and the Lovers. There is a ciphering of opinions too. The bad part about history is you tend to trust those you are aligned with, that what they just told you is true. And so I, in my ancient history class, learned about a person named Jesus. And there is some records that that person existed, and then there's a lot of doubt that says that person never existed, or that person existed, but they weren't the son of some holy being type of thing. But that's not what it was taught to me. Now, mind you, in my public school ancient history class, this is not some elective course that I signed up for. But meanwhile, Martin Luther King is the only person you're going to teach me about. Like, you could have gave me something else in place of the Jesus part, you know. So anyway, and then the Two of Wands and the Emperor, it will be kind of up to establishments as well, as far as what is available for you to know. So this is why still you need to go outside of your system in order to find out the things you're interested in. I care a lot about space and was never once given a course in astronomy, astrology, or anything that has to do with anything. So it's it's just I had to find out everything that I know about astrology on my own. So yeah, well, at least it's still there. Good for that. Next, speaking of Jesus, the Old Testament God and the New Testament God are completely different people. It's like puberty struck and he stopped destroying villages and worlds and things. It's like he grew up and became a completely different person. So what I want to know, though, since most of the things in the Holy Bible are just, to me personally, I ain't trying to step on nobody's belief, but this is my channel, I get to say it. They're just stories. You know, all this hobby in the world is storytelling. So as a Southerner, I can tell you that is very true. But does the wrath of God actually exist? Is that a thing? Is that a real thing? Like the wrath of God will be upon, like who is that fool?
Moses.
From the 700 Club.
No. The 700 Club.
What's his name?
Baker?
Robertson.
Oh,
He said the wrath of God was going to be raining down on Disney World because they had a gay pride parade.
Disney's in trouble. They might lose their classification because they're not up for that don't say stuff.
they're not anyway. Does the wrath of God actually exist? Is that a thing? Thank you, Terry, for posting that. Yes, that was his preview vessels. Yeah, anger issues.
Stay with it. Stay with it.
I'm like, the night I have to stay up late is the night that I'm yawning like Miss Beulah at the end of church service.
What you get?
Go ahead, Tony.
Oh gosh, I get that. Maybe it's possible, but I think that what I'm getting is that the wrath is about disruption, and that is about a lesson, wisdom, learning, all of that stuff. So it's not necessarily the wrath of God has been a little overblown, I think, because I don't believe in a wrathful God. You know, personally, I don't believe that there is a wrathful God. I believe that God exists solely for love, and love is the source. So God is the source, God is love. And that's what they teach you too. God is love. So how could God be love and how could God be wrath at the same time? How?
It's talking out of both sides of its behind. Which is kind of the answer I got in my tarot cards. My spread.
I mean, that's the card this is the outcome card. Yes, there exists disruption and there exists things in the world that are really horrible, but that's not God. That is man mostly. But I think that if bad luck befalls you, it is simply in your contract so that you can learn a lesson.
It's gonna be a long night. Jesus, help me. It started for me with the Hierophant cards. I was like, well, hello, God. I didn't even, when I picked up the rotary phone and said hotline of Jesus, I wasn't trying to, I was just a joke, Lord. I didn't need you to actually come and show up with the Hierophant. The interesting thing, though, is the 5 of Wands is the challenge, though. So the bickering, the fighting, so that's already telling me kind of no, I don't think it exists. Whole bunch of other cards in the middle, but really the outcome I got is Chariot. This moving forward, but it's very, very slow movement. I pulled some clarifier cards, and I get two extreme, two things that are opposite. 5 of Cups being without looking at missed opportunities, and then I also get Celebration. And I'm like, how is that? These are two kind of opposite forces almost. And then I get the Magician, the resourcefulness, almost the manipulation, if you will. And then it dawned on me, it's karma. There is no necessarily God's wrath. It is karma. What you get, what you put into it is what you get out of it. So if you put in love and celebration, that's what you get out. If you put in malfeasance and FS, then that's what you're going to get. And you are actually not, which is why the outcome card wasn't the Hierophant. The beginning card was the Hierophant. The outcome card, the additional one, is the Magician. It's up to you. You are the Magician. You control which one of these two things you're going to get. There you go.
That's what I get. The 7 of Cups, confusion. I think people are, when they go through a certain time, they want to blame something else other than their circumstance and the ingredients of your circumstance. You cannot plant orange seeds and get apple trees. You get one or you get the other. This is not God punishing you for your life. You put some out there. The Wheel of Fortune is karma. You put something out there, and that's what came back to you. Now, we can say, well, good things happen to bad people and bad things happen to good people. It's called life. Get over it, deal with it, write a book about it, whatever you want to do, but it's not going to change just because you don't like it. Now, Tony pulled this. I'm going to do a little tarot explanation about this here. This is the Tower. This is mankind's hubris. This is also God's punishment in a card too. This is modeled after the Tower of Babel so that you can build this tower to penetrate the mysteries of God so that you can get all that he knows and all. You don't have to do this. The tower is avoidable. The ingredients of your chaos you put in. This is avoidable. Talk to God and say, hey, what do you know that I need to know for right now? That's all. You don't have to do all this. And then you think, okay, this is going to work. And then the lightning bolt knocks your hubris right off your head and you go tumbling down. You and your plans with it. It's on fire. You can't do nothing about it. The disruption of your hubris. Thank you, me, myself, and I. The disruption of your ego, the disruption of the garbage that you are pumping out. You did that. Don't blame God because your life sucks. It's just, I mean, especially if you're watching this, because unless you're sitting somewhere with your child in the ICU, I don't want to hear it.
Yeah. God didn't do it. You did it.
Or just life happened.
It's life.
That's the card that was dealt at that time.
And sometimes it sucks.
Okay, so the next one, though, will there ever be a global or local or any, however you want to approach the question, importance put on the quality of drinking water? As it declines worldwide, that is something like we talk about the environment and the trees and the ground, but the water we drink out the tap, who drinks tap water? Anybody? Some people have really great tap water, and then some people's tap water tastes like metal. Some people's tastes like or smells. Pure water has no color, no smell, no taste. Not even a good taste. Those bottled waters you do, they're all enhanced with vitamins and minerals and crap and all that. Pure water has no color, no smell, no taste. So will a global focus or local focus be put on the quality of drinking water?
Mind you, I have a filter. use Johnny's verbiage. I have a filter that filters it 3 times. It tastes really good.
Now, would you drink it without the filter?
Yeah, I think so. Not very often, though. Just so my body could, adjust to whatever's going on in the world. But 'cause every now and then you gotta introduce something that's not so great in order for your body to work.
You may as well lick a turd.
Huh?
You may as well lick a turd.
Oh!
Trying to introduce something to get your body to fight immune to fight itself. You may as well lick boo because that's no man.
Don't say turds to me right now.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry about that. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to open a wound. My apologies.
It's the dog, y'all, not me.
I will not drink. I don't mean. I lived in too many different cities where when you can smell it coming out the faucet, no, ma'am. No.
Yeah, it's just the chlorine, the chlorine is.
I lived in Mississippi. I forget which one. Both of them, hell, probably. We had so many boil water notices that it's just, what.
Yeah.
I'm not that I haven't drank tap water since I was a kid though, but anyway, what y'all get? What you get, Adrian?
Yes, but it's going to take a lot of it's going to take a lot, and we got to get rid of, because it starts with the chariot, so there is going to be some movement. It's going to be very slow, but the challenge is the devil and the Queen of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles. A lot of money involved, a lot of greed that we're going to have to kind of get out of the way first. But at the base of it, though, is the Star and Judgment. So again, we're going to look at the needs, kind of try to and go, we've got to correct what we've done, our action. The whole hard part, though, is just, again, mind over matter with this Two of Swords in the environment. We know we need to go in a direction. We just can't all get along with which direction we need to go into. So we kind of want to bury our head in the sand and not do anything, even though we know we need to do something. So cute. But Wheel of Fortune and the Ten of Wands, we're going to have to really, really, really work hard to get out of this burden that we've put ourselves into and course correct. So it's just going to take a lot. It's going to take a lot. Now, again, that could be more on the global. And how I looked at it is not on a global scale, like will a global entity do it, but, region over region, time over time, kind of like when you turn on the light switch and the whole house starts to illuminate. Will we see the spread go global? It's just going to take a lot. Too many conflicting financial interest.
Yeah, I get we want really good water. So we want to be able to say that we have that, and we'd love to have that. But water is going to be a commodity, not that it's not already. It's going to be a commodity that is sought after. Water. People have to shine a light on the fact that our water we're running out of, and the resources that we have. Water is one of them. Just clean drinking water. I don't know. I heard like years ago that there is no new water. It just recycles into the clouds and comes back down. But because of global warming, we are losing a lot of water sources, and it's causing a tower moment. But someone, somewhere, somehow will figure out how to clean water, how to use it, how to be better at getting water to the places that need it. Positive movement forward. Yes, moving out of troubled waters, because the people are standing up and they're going to say, look, we're not going to take this anymore. So step behind me, Satan. We want to get some real water. You can't. They don't have ice water in hell. So we will.
They do. It just tastes like pee.
So we will come together. We will come together. And it has to be a movement in a way. We have to say to the powers that be, we're not going to take this anymore. And I think that
yeah. So I get the Page of Swords and the Ten of Swords, first two cards. That's like a no and a hell no type of thing. However, I think the reason it pops up is because of the rest of the cards. Page of Cups and the Five of Swords. If you are forced to, then you will. Flint, Michigan is not enough to make a person enact federal change. What needs to happen is all of Congress gets sick from botulism and anything else, or something big has to happen. Because remember, I'm not going there. Anyway, something horrible would have to happen under a whole new terms of leadership with the Six of Swords, King of Swords. Like there would have to be a completely different type of mentality to think about these type of things, because you don't think about them until they become something you have to think about. And so even though they really should think about it right now, because who drinks tap water? And who drinks tap water without a filter? So why is that not a priority?
Because it's poor people.
until
you have to do it.
Well, what is that system, that water system, that gang? What is it called? It gives you the pH water and everything. You put it in, hook it up, and you turn
See
it
the
on.
way Johnny and I are looking at you. The what?
Gangnam Style? I don't know that.
That's what I'm saying.
Gangnam Style.
What are you talking about?
Somebody must know what I'm talking about.
Somebody in the chat will know. They know everything.
That water system that changes the pH level of your water and everything.
There it goes. Jaconda said it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ganges.
Yeah.
Maybe that's it. I don't know.
Or Kanjan. Kanjan?
Ganges.
Kangen water. Jefferson Kangen water. Patsy said
Kangen. That's what it is.
Kangen
Water. Kangen water. And it speaks to you.
No, I don't want to. Now listen. Now don't put mushrooms in my water. Be sitting here. You know what? I think so too. I really do, because that's great. Can you imagine? Oh my goodness! What if I would have did that? Okay.
What? Girl, no, really? Yeah, no, I don't need water. That talks to me. I'm good.
Like, who you talking? I'm talking to this water child. Because
it's spilling the tea. I'm in joke.
Oh Lord. Okay.
That system is really expensive, so all the rich people get to have better water.
So can we talk about the rich people for just a second? We got to open with this. So I won't go into the whole backstory and all this, because it's the whole thing. But what is behind Will Smith slapping Chris Rock? What is behind it? Now we know what we saw, or some of y'all. I still haven't seen it. I ain't really that interested in looking at it, but what is behind it? All the cards fell out. Okay.
Mess.
That's what need all of them. What that is? Deception and envy. What card is that?
That is
Seven of Swords.
the Seven of Swords, I believe. Deception and envy. What's that all about?
You know what's
Thank you, Alexis.
Jesus. Oh my God.
You know what? This
Oh Lord.
same mess I got the last time. Same mess I got the last time.
Oh,
Tony, you going first since you the one having the most visceral.
She gonna pull every card.
so this is the first card, deception and envy. What's crossing that? Sacrifice. Oh Lordy. Lordy, Lordy. Got the Wheel of Fortune. In the past, heartache and loss. Somebody was very sad. So the devil stepped in to change the face of someone else at the awards ceremony. So Will thought he could do, I don't know what he thought. I don't know what was going on with his mind, but he did not choose wisely. Whatever his motive, it was not a wise choice because universally that was a stupid thing to do. Now everybody's mad at him. Because he's the devil. Now he's
The devil made him do it.
the devil made him do it. Okay, that's it. What you got, Adrian?
There was an offer he did not like. I don't think it was the joke. I actually think there was an actual offer. And the challenge was the action. Do I take the action? Do I actually do the offer that was given to me, or do I sit behind and not do it? There's very little emotion in it. That's only have two emotions cards, King of Cups and Knight of Cups, wishful thinking and mastery of emotions. I get that the emotions were under control.
They looked under control.
The emotions were very under control. There's also some independence. I want to go off and do my own thing. There was movement behind it. Once he decided to take up the offer that was presented, he decided to move forward. However, it should have been a slower movement. I think he may have gone a little overboard. There's justice in the environment, so maybe that's what he was using to justify. However, this was planned and manipulated with the Two of Wands and the Magician card.
For this, because I pulled this as a clarifier. So for money and stuff, is that what it was for?
This isn't the Nine of Pentacles is in here now. Thank you, Catherine, for donating to Johnny, the super chat. Here and now is the Nine of Pentacles position. That's what's in the position, but there was an offer. There was something that was, you should probably do something. His challenge was with the Ace of Wands, do I do it? I don't know if I want to do it. Or if I do it, if I do it the right way. These two are very telling. The outcome is the Magician, the manipulation, and the Two of Wands is, I want you to warn you, be careful that this was planned. Because why is it in the word of warning? Why is the Two of Wands in the word of warning?
So, first card I get is the Five of Wands. So there's your fight or your bickering or whatever. Here is the Earth world. So there's some sort of media aspect to this. So this may have been, because you could have done this behind the scenes. You could have done this off camera. You could have just went, you're 15 feet tall. You could have just went up there and stood in his face and, gave him the bruh speech and something. Or because I do not get his emotions were out of control. So this was not some heated thing to where he just shot off and flew up on the stage and popped. Because if you were that upset, you would have beat him up and not slapped him.
I got the same thing because especially with the King of Pentacles in the base, and what was it, the Nine of Cups in the crown?
And that's what I get the Nine of Cups.
He was under control. This was controlled.
There was something else here. Three of Swords, Nine of Cups. Something in your mind, your emotions were fine. There was something beforehand, however, that was taken a different way, whatever it was. Maybe y'all had conversations before about you, him, and Jada, and don't, because he made a joke about her last year about not being invited because she was boycotting and all that type of stuff. So maybe you was like, when you get up there, don't point us out, that type of thing, and whatever. But you were not that upset to where you flew off the handle. Because most people don't just, if they're just that upset, don't just walk up and slap. He would have pushed him or something like that. Like that's confrontational. The slap is a statement. And so then there is the Seven of Swords and Justice. There is some sort of scheme here. I don't know what it is.
I got justice too.
But nobody was arrested. Chris said he wasn't pressing charges. He didn't want him to be thrown out or nothing like that. There's a scheme here. I don't know exactly what it is. I won't say it was staged, but I'm not going to say it wasn't.
Two of Wands and the Magician. Y'all done cooked. Something was cooked up. I just don't know. Just don't know what.
Yeah, because it still didn't do him any good. So I can't say he necessarily was trying to get publicity because it's Will Smith. It's like, who doesn't know who that is at this point? But there's something else. I don't know what it is, but there's something.
Why would you ruin your career?
Yeah.
Tony, you're muted.
This is Chris Rock suffering in silence, but for what? For what?
You got bitch slapped on national worldwide TV. I'd be suffering because you look like a punk.
But he's now getting the sort of the Gayle King treatment to where all the people are like, "Oh my God, Chris, are you okay?" It's like, ain't nothing happened to him. Yeah, all right. Yeah, he got slapped in the face by his friend. It's okay.
Because they were partying and hanging out afterwards. And mind you, Chris Rock is from Bed-Stuy, do or die, Brooklyn. He's been slapped and hit way.
He's been slapped before, and he didn't slap somebody before.
Hear that theme song, "Everybody Hates Chris," come up after the slap. I was like, where is it?
He got slapped. He got brushed across the face by his friend. He didn't leave no bruise. He didn't black no eye. He didn't hit him again. So
Doreen said it was directed by Juicy Smollett.
Just talking about that, boy. It's like
you were just saying that. You were just saying that.
You got jokes, Doreen. Well done.
Oh, Lord Jesus. That's what it's going to be called. Fights. I just Smollett. That's what it's going to be.
What is it with these people? What's going on in Hollywood that these people are losing their friggin' minds? What's going on? They don't get paid enough money? What's happening?
He got enough, both of them do. But when you run out of things to do, you run out of things to do.
Do something else. If you're tired of being an actor, you know what? You can go work in a soup kitchen.
Maybe that was his audition for WWE.
There's fake fights. Mm-hmm. And it's so interesting. All the wrestlers are weighing in on this too because it looked like a work, is what they call it. What we call fake fights, they call a work. And they were like, yeah, that's what that looks like. Because Chris Rock seemed to be bracing for it, number one, which means you knew it was coming, number two. And number three, he didn't hit you with the full force of nothing because you didn't fall down. You didn't, as Tony said, didn't drop the mic. Yeah. Like, you didn't really get hit like a person would hit you to being upset. Mm-hmm. And he wasn't really that upset because he didn't rush.
He was smiling on the way back from the stage. Yes. How upset are you? If you're smiling, walking away from this violent act that you've perpetrated.
And they just went afterwards and had a cognac and a cigar, so they all right.
They good. They real good. Whatever happened, they worked through it, whether it was on stage or after. So y'all,
I was livid. I was like, I do not like being manipulated, and I don't watch the. I never watch the Oscars anyway, but I don't want to be manipulated. Period.
I said to myself, like, quit making fun of people then. You don't have to make fun of somebody to be funny. You really don't. But if that's there's no such thing as consequence-free speech. Whatever you say out your mouth, somebody can take it however they want to. But you can't tell them how to take it. All you can tell yourself is how to say it.
Well, I don't know those 150 acres that they got in Calabasas. I'd be going, you know what, dude? Pack up the truck because that's mine.
That's what a lot of the, speaking of the wrestlers, a lot of the smaller people that aren't wrestlers, and they always get threatened like managers or referees, and the wrestlers threaten them. They say, okay, fine, come beat me up and I'll just see how much money you got. Hey, they wasn't fighting. That's all right. They'd be okay.
you'll be fine.
Anyway, this is the question, will everyone be able at some point in the future to see ghosts? Will something be created to where we can all see them? Will something happen to us in some sort of energetic shift? What will we ever all be able to see ghosts? I've never seen one.
You've never seen it?
I felt many a spirits. And I can hear them walking in where places I've been at times, but I've never seen a physical specter.
I don't know if I should say lucky you or if you should, or I feel sorry.
I'm going to go with lucky because I don't actually want to see one either.
Part of me
I don't want to see a person in a place where a person is supposed to be. And so that would startle me, I think.
That's interesting. Huh.
Right, Stephanie, both. I mean, if you put them in sweaters, I know that's your thing. And tell Pete I said hi.
My cars ain't making no damn. Okay. Cars don't make any sense.
I get like a maybe because it starts with the 10 of Cups though, and the 10 of Cups is happy, harmony, family, and then there's the Knight of Cups and the Empress. Here's something about life and the Knight of Cups if they want you to see them.
Did you say Knight early? Didn't you say 10 of Cups, or we always just say Knight?
Mm-hmm.
You got 10 of Cups. I got that too. It's my challenge.
There's some sort of harmony thing. This is not for everybody to see.
Yeah.
So this may be something that may be within your particular skill set, even. Like I say, some things come with the kit. Because I don't get the 10 of Pentacles where I could say, well, it's a family thing and, family people or blah, blah, blah. No, 10 of Cups is a harmony. So there is some sort of kinship within this. Like you may be the type of person that can see them. The Empress, as I say, this is my card of life. Knight of Cups, this is the offer. The Justice and the Seven of Swords, there is a way to maybe sense energy within the Justice. There can be a balance to a person who can't see them, but you maybe can feel them or you can sense a presence or something like that. So there is a strategy to getting it done to where you can say, okay, there's something here, and then somebody else can walk by and say, yes, because I see it. And then you can be like, okay, I don't see it, but I don't know. I'm going to say, Jen, you know what? All I know is petty people. I swear to God. I am going to haunt somebody, but it is not going to be a good thing. So, but yeah, I think that's some people just naturally can, and then other people can find out a way to just meet them halfway. Like, I can sense you, but I can't see you because I can't see and I don't want to see. Because, like I said, I don't want to see a figure where there's not supposed to be. Like, if I look to the left and there's a person in my room, I think either somebody broke in or how many times can I stab you before you stab me back type thing. So it's, that's what I get.
Johnny keeps a knife under his pillow.
I do.
Strapped. Come ready.
I do.
What'd you get, Tony? Or do you want me to?
So I think that not everyone will be able to see in the future. I mean, well, Johnny doesn't, but some people may want to. They may want to have that light shined on them, but some people are afraid because there's heartache and loss involved in this particular gift. Like I said, some people will and some people won't, but more people will, I think. If you look at this looks like, it is actually waterfalls, but they also look like ghosts. So he's looking at two ghosts. When I first looked at this guy, I was like, oh, there's two ghosts in there, but it's water. But so it says to me, some people will be able to see it if you really want to. If you try, if you learn how to do it. It will take a long time, possibly, but once you figure it out, it's really easy to get in touch with the light. So, yeah.
I get no. It's going to be people who are charlatans telling you that they've created some type of device apparatus that can do it, and they're just doing it to get money or to it starts with the King of Pentacles. The challenge is the Ten of Cups. So this financial kind of, I can help you, but it's, to see certain people, certain help with, it's not given. It's not, like Johnny said, in the family, something you can naturally see. Somebody's going to try to pay to tell you that they can help you see them. Because judgment is at the base, and Five of Swords is conflict fighting. So in the moon too, because you're not going to know that they're shysting you until it comes to the surface after you've paid for it. And that's you believing them with the Fool starting off in this journey in the environment. So I don't think so. I think it's going to be maybe, if anything, with the King of Wands, people more in tune to spirit. So maybe there'll be more people who are spiritually conscious, but the whole, will there be more people see dead people in the future? I see dead people. I don't think so, because of the Seven of Swords. That goes back to that. No, I just don't think so.
So you don't think like the shift will cause us to evolve to a place like the old lady that I saw when I was like 6 years old, and whatever, she was looked totally in form, right? She looked like a person, not a apparition or not something that was floating or see-through or anything like that. So I don't know.
I think it's like people who can read tea leaves, and I can't. Some people who can intuitively read clouds and this shapes and blah blah blah, like people with the palm thing. And like, yes, you can probably learn at least a halfway or happy medium between not knowing and knowing, but I think it's comes with the kit. You can see spirits and see ghosts because you're supposed to.
Yeah. Do I personally care? I told you what the tarot says. Do I have a dog in this fight? I really could give 4 Fs. I don't care. As a person who can see dead people, I don't think that's something people naturally want to. You think you want to until you see them, and then you're like, maybe I don't. So I personally don't care. More power to, if that's what happens in the future. Good. I don't give rats behind.
No, I don't. I can already feel when people stand next to me. I don't need to see them.
I could care less. There are bigger things I wish we could work through and get in the future than seeing dead people.
Mm-hmm.
No, so many things.
So here's a question along the same vein. We have heard many times, especially with near-death experiences, but I'm not talking about the near-death experience where you go to the other side and they send you back. I mean, die dead. Can a person go to the light, be in the light, stay in the light, and still come back if they want to? Not they send you back because it was not your time. You come back if you want to.
I feel like if it's your choice, they come back if they want.
After I'm debating if I should tell this story. I'll see what you guys get and how this goes if I tell the story.
Well, Jesus didn't go to the light. He went to hell and then came back. I mean, can you go? Well, that's still kind of the same thing. So I still hear what you're saying, though, because he did go to the other side and come back. If that's our belief system, anyway. But can they do that? Now, Jesus also was different because that was part of his destiny to do so. I'm just saying, can a regular old person go and come back if they want to?
Ooh, this is so interesting. Okay. This is really interesting. Yeah.
Okay. It flipped out and came back again. So I guess you want to be seen. So here we go. Okay. Good job.
Go ahead, Adrian. I'm not done yet.
I'll go last because somebody told me I have to tell the story.
Yes.
There we go.
Oddly enough, because this flew out the Ace of Wands, which is the new creation as well. And then it came back out again. And then this is relocation, but the salamanders in tarot are for rebirth and regeneration. Then there's life again with the Empress, and then the Hermit and the Wanderer. Yes. And then Four of Pentacles, sort of holding something close, keeping something to yourself. Resistant to change as well. So I'm going to say yes, a person can leave, die, and then come back.
You still going, Tony?
I always get this card when it talks about death. It's an intuition card, but that doorway in the back is always calling to me, not calling to me, but always makes me think of the other side. So yes, if you have this memory or this strong attachment to what's going on back at your life, back at your old body, you have this attachment to the upper or lower world, whatever world, wherever you're going, whatever. You don't know. It could change. But anywhere in the universe you're going, you moved on. Do you get to say that you come back? Your intuition has something to do with it. I think yes, you can say I really want to go back. All you have to do is speak it.
Mm-hmm. It's so powerful.
Speak it, and then you have this fertility, new beginnings, that kind of thing.
So heavy. Start off with the Knight of Cups. This offer coming in into the Nine of Pentacles. This independence is the challenge. I don't want to be part of this thing. I want to do something different. Ace of Swords and the World is completion in this new thought. And then the Six of Wands, the victory is the outcome. So it's telling me, yes, you can. When the time comes for the completion, you have a new thought and then you can get past it and be victorious. I absolutely think you can. I am living proof. I've not always made the best decisions in my life. And so as a result of that, I've almost died twice. And one time I was actually clinically dead for a hot millisecond. And I can tell you dying is not all what you think it's going to be. It was very cold, very, very cold. And I was told that I actually flatlined. And before they even went to try to resuscitate me, I came back. And they knew I was dying. They were like, they had told me and my family, like, yeah, she's sorry. So just go ahead and do whatever. I'll never forget laying there going, God, I don't want to die. I actually really don't want to die. And when I woke up a couple days later, I was like, fuck, I'm still here. What?
Glad they didn't take your organs.
I'm still here. And I just very clearly, and like, it was something that you said, it was like, all you have to do is say it. And I remember saying out loud, I don't want to die. I don't want to go. I don't want this now. And so
I was always skeptical of anybody and everybody, including the little boy they wrote the little book about, I went to heaven or something like that, of people who say, oh, I went to heaven and I came back. And I'm thinking, no, you didn't, because that's not how it works. Because I was raised Christian, and to be absent of the body is to be present with the Lord. And you did not come back. There was no round trip ticket. And then one day, I told y'all this before, but I'll go into it further a different day, that I got to see the waiting room before, and it looked like a huge train station, but it was a lot more elaborate than that. But I got to see, okay, there is something outside of when you finally close your eyes forever. So it's not just death, dirt, the end. There is a whole nother thing. And then all these people, anyway. But yeah, you got to see a little glimpse. I wasn't dead. I was wide awake, actually.
I was dead. It's real cold. I've never been that. It's very, very interesting.
So is that the only sensation you remember? The cold?
Dark.
Pitch
black, blacker than, and it wasn't just all of a sudden it was dark. It was like we were going into it. Only I can explain it is like
it's a gradient dark.
Yeah, like if you've been on a subway and you've sat backwards and then you go into the train, so eventually it all comes in and it starts to get dark. That's kind of how it was, and it was around the peripheral, and it's just getting dark, and it was just cold, colder, ice, and I'm just like, this sucks. This. Not the death part. I didn't want to go. I just didn't want to die. Learn from me, children. Don't make stupid ass decisions.
Tell Will Smith.
Now, I will say, should you choose not to heed the warning, life will teach you. And sometimes it teaches you one last time. And then death is your teacher.
One more again. Let's do it again. One more again.
I flatlined and they didn't even have to resuscitate.
That's power.
Now we have one more question. But before we do commercial break, Tony, what do you got going on again? You said just working on your cards.
And my website.
And the website.
I changed the domain, so I'm like have to redesign it and all that stuff. So.
And then Adrian, what do you got going on?
Tomorrow, 7:30 Eastern, my channel. Please come watch horoscope readings. Pretty please. And then you got to watch to play to win. Watch to play to win. So you can win something fun during the giveaway. Remember, I'm the one who went to TJ Maxx. It's all those kick-ass tarot and oracle decks. So, hint.
And I just saw on Etsy, for those out there shopping tarot decks, Stephanie, you too. For those shopping for tarot decks, if you find it on Etsy or Amazon, Google it first and see if you can't compare the prices or see if you can get it directly for, like, I got this deck. It's a lady on YouTube who makes this deck. On Etsy, she sells it herself on Etsy, but of course, Etsy takes a piece of her money because it's Etsy. But she also has a website. So I went directly to her website. That way she get all her money. So do that. Google the deck first, because the deck you bought me from the Five Below, somebody is selling on Etsy for $15. So I'm like, yeah, no. Google it first, y'all. Google it first.
Yeah, shop around.
I've seen that too on the Etsy. I'm like, I know I bought this deck off of Amazon for $12.99 and they're charging $25.99. So.
And there's another one called the Vintage Tarot. It's actually called the Good Tarot is its actual name. They're selling it for $30, and the Good Tarot, I think, is $17. So just Google it first, and it takes you right back to Etsy. At least you know it's better safe than sorry that you got it for the right price and not some odd price. So last question, dream symbols and dream symbolism. Is that universal? So if I dream about a white flower and you dream about a white flower, does it mean the same thing? We have different minds, different psyches. We're going through different things in our life. So therefore, our brain is playing out a play in our head for some message that we are to receive. So does my white flower mean the same as your white flower? And this sparked from a person saying, I seen Donald Trump falling into the abyss, like he was falling into space. And I'm thinking you're probably not getting a vision of Donald Trump going to space and literally falling into space. He is probably a metaphor for something like ego or something gross or something you're attaching him to, some sort of thing that you don't like that needs to go away or it needs to be lost or you're ignoring it or whatever. I don't know. But are they universal? Can you really Google what it means? And it's true.
No. Okay, you know what? Let me ask a different deck, because apparently this deck did not like this question. Let's try again. Please hold. Next available tarot reader will be with you shortly. Didn't make any damn sense.
I mean, okay.
I don't really know. Oh my God.
Because you can Google, white flower in my dream, and it's going to give you an interpretation. Now, here's one thing, though. There's also numerology. If you type in what does 111 mean, one website will tell you one thing, and another website might tell you something else. Why is this not etched in stone what these type of things mean? The Tower and the High Priestess, the first two cards, revelations of your psyche. So I think this is personal. I don't think, according to this, I don't think dream symbols are universal. I think they are a manifestation of your psyche, of your intuition, of your knowledge, something you're going through. The Two of Wands and the Two of Wands and Ten of Cups, there's some sort of harmonious message or a message to create harmony. There's a strategy behind this. There is a reason for the dream. If you remember the dream, there's definitely a reason for it. Some of them are fleeting and you don't really understand. But some of them you remember because they're quite vivid, or you just remember them. Three of Wands. Something is coming it wants you to be aware of. Ace of Pentacles, there's your offer of the information, something that may even be a little more tangible, like something that's going on with you right now, not something way in the future. So I think they are a manifestation of your individual psyche and not everybody's.
Very similar. I got a whole, okay. This one was a little bit better, but basically they can change. It's all individual. I will spare you the convoluted way that I got to this answer based off of the 9 previous cards that I pulled. But especially with the 5 of Swords winning at all costs, it is very individualistic is what I'm getting for that person. Sometimes I will look up a dream and I'm like, that Does not at all. It's all, like Johnny said, it's about your psyche. And what is your psyche telling you at that time? Freud, as much as I think he was a creepster who liked to sniff underwear, um, there was a couple things I think he was dead on about, and the dreams being the reflection of the ego of the self is and what you're. So, I'm
I can't pretend like you didn't just say that. There's this man. He has a running joke, and he says it about Ted Cruz all the time. That he looks like the guy who was arrested for going to the public library sniffing bicycle seats.
I'm sorry, Tony. It's a hell of a visual, wasn't it? You have dogs, so you know.
I almost made it, but
This is nasty.
Sorry. I have very, very strong opinions, clearly, on Dr. Freud. But one thing I think Freud was, I love to study about him, was his thoughts on dreams being the body, your mind playing out what's in the deeply hidden within the subconscious. And I think that is true, because whenever I look up my dream meanings, it is not consistent. It is always about, because you notice if you have a really good dream dictionary, will have multiple interpretations of what a symbol means. It's like reading the tarot, then you have to apply it to what the situation is in order for it to make sense. Mm-hmm. And so that's what I think why the dream meanings are different. Sorry about the underwear sniffing joke, y'all.
I think that you're right. It's you and your fears that come out and in different ways. It's a partnership with you and your unconscious mind or your subconscious mind. The subconscious mind. It's an agreement that you have that in the dream state, your subconscious can pass information to you. So you have that so that you can, when you wake up in the morning, you kind of have a different view about something. It's just a new beginning. You said symbols, right? So you're looking at, everybody can have a different interpretation of the same symbol based on how you grew up, what your foundation is, or what you believe, all of that. Some nightmares will teach you one thing, whereas, universal angelic beings will teach you something different, but it's all to put you into balance. So if you remember your dreams, like I very rarely remember my dreams, I've got sleeping to do. But it's very, very possible to take control of your dream state and, tell your subconscious what you would like to learn while you're dreaming. So yes, I don't think that everybody sees it the same way, but everybody does get symbols when they dream. I had a really weird dream once where I was a baby and I crawled down a hole. I came out of the hole and I was in a library and there were all these people talking. I couldn't understand anything they were saying. Somebody came and whispered in my ear and I just burst out laughing, and he was like, "Shh, don't tell anybody." And I'm like, "Tell anybody what?"
All loud. I dream every night, multiple times a night. It is exhausting. I cannot tell you the last time I went to sleep and didn't have a dream.
Wow.
I have them rarely, which is why I usually remember them. And I just looked up because I had a dream that a werewolf was in one of my dreams. And it says often associated with untamed energies, trickery, or deceit. The underbelly of primal human instinct. And that's not what it was in my dream. What it was in my dream was a fear that I was supposed to stand up to, but it was more of a dream about courage to just take a stand on something because of what was going on in the dream, which is why I sort of had this question in the first place is, yes, the werewolf, okay, taking this example, can mean trickery and deceit.
Mhm.
But when you put it in a context, does it now change?
Mhm.
Because what if the dream or something I'm going through in life has nothing to do with somebody trying to take something from me?
Mhm.
And so why is it trickery now instead of something else? And so, because this in particular werewolf was specific, because it belongs to a specific lore. It's not just some regular werewolf that you just saw in a picture somewhere. No, there is a TV show called The Witcher. The
Hmm.
werewolf was from there. And
Oh.
so, like I said, it looked specific. It didn't have just some regular werewolf features because theirs looked different.
Oh, it's somebody that you know is about to screw you over
And so, see, here was my thing.
with.
In my dream, I needed to have a frank conversation with
Mhm.
somebody at that time. That's what I needed to do.
Mhm.
And I wasn't doing that. And therefore this manifestation came up because the werewolf is endangering people. So I had to be brave and courageous in order to take it down. And then once I stepped forward, everybody else stepped forward too and then helped me. So it wasn't like maybe I had a fear of when I did the reading, had a fear of standing on your own and feeling like if I go and I confront this person, then everybody's going to look at me like the bad guy. And it's like the dream was saying, nope, stand out on your truth and everybody will back you up. And that's what happened. So not universal. Sometimes it's specific to you because of what your specific situation is. But there you go. So thank you all for coming out. Again, watch tomorrow. We will be on redlentilhealing.com wwws. And it will be on our YouTube channel tomorrow at 7:30 Eastern. 6:35, 34, 30, and
Grandpa.
3:30 in Alaska. So we will be on her channel tomorrow when she will also be doing a giveaway. So stay till the end. And thank you all for coming out. Hope y'all have a good night. Take care of yourselves and each other. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.